She lay there staring at the ceiling. The silence of the room was deafening, broken only by the occasional rustle of sheets. Her mind raced with thoughts, memories of when they used to talk for hours, share their dreams and laugh together. Now those moments seemed like distant echoes, replaced by an unsettling quiet. She wondered if he felt the same void, the same ache of disconnection that gnawed at her heart. The faint glow of his phone screen illuminated his face in the darkness. He was scrolling again, social media, news, games, anything to fill the void. It was his escape, his way of avoiding the uncomfortable silence that had settled between them. He didn't notice the way her eyes glistened with unshed tears, or the way her body curled away from him, seeking solace in the cold side of the bed. He hadn't even noticed her sigh. It was a small sound, barely audible, but it carried the weight of her loneliness. She felt invisible, like a ghost in her own home. The bed, once a place of comfort and intimacy, had become a battleground of unspoken words and unmet needs. This had become their routine, a perfunctory kiss goodnight, a retreat into the digital world, and a growing chasm of unspoken longing between them. They were together, yet miles apart, each lost in their own screen, their own world. The warmth of their connection had been replaced by the cold glow of their devices. She yearned for him, for his touch, for a real connection that seemed increasingly elusive. She reached out, her hand hovering over his, but she couldn't bring herself to close the gap. The fear of rejection, of being met with indifference, held her back. She longed for the days when a simple touch could convey 1,000 words, when their hearts beat in sync. This quiet scene, sadly, is not unique. It is a silent epidemic, spreading through bedrooms across the globe. Couples, once deeply connected, now find themselves drifting apart, lost in the digital haze. The intimacy that once defined their relationship is slowly eroding, replaced by a superficial connection to the online world. It plays out in bedrooms across the globe. The glow of screens has become a common sight, a symbol of our modern disconnect. We are more connected than ever, yet we have never felt more alone. The irony is palpable. In our quest for connection, we have lost touch with the ones who matter most. We are facing a modern intimacy crisis, a silent epidemic chipping away at the very core of our relationships. It is a wake-up call, a reminder that true connection cannot be found in pixels and screens, but in the warmth of a touch, the sound of a voice, and the beating of a heart. It is time to put down our phones and reconnect with the ones we love before the silence becomes permanent. While many factors contribute to this decline in intimacy, three silent killers are particularly insidious: stress, technology, and the relentless demands of modern life. These forces, often working in tandem, erode our capacity for connection, leaving us feeling depleted, distracted, and ultimately less satisfied in our relationships. Stress, that ever-present companion in our fast-paced world, is perhaps the most potent passion killer. It creeps into our lives, often unnoticed, until it has a firm grip on our daily routines and emotional well-being. The demands of modern life, with its relentless pace and constant connectivity, leave little room for relaxation and intimacy. We find ourselves caught in a cycle of work, responsibilities, and endless to-do lists, with stress as our constant shadow. When we are chronically stressed, our bodies go into survival mode. This is an ancient response, hardwired into our biology, meant to protect us from immediate threats. However, in today's world, the threats are not wild animals, but deadlines, bills, and social pressures. Our bodies cannot distinguish between these modern stressors and the dangers our ancestors faced. Cortisol, the stress hormone, floods our system, hijacking our energy and directing it towards fighting imaginary tigers instead of fostering intimacy. This hormone is essential for our survival, but when it remains elevated for prolonged periods, it can wreak havoc on our health and relationships. Elevated cortisol levels can lead to a host of issues, including anxiety, depression, and a weakened immune system. The physiological effects of stress, fatigue, headaches, muscle tension are enough to dampen anyone's libido. These symptoms make it difficult to feel relaxed and comfortable, which are essential components of a healthy sex life. When our bodies are in a constant state of tension, it becomes nearly impossible to experience pleasure and connection. But stress also wreaks havoc on our minds. It clouds our thoughts, making it difficult to focus on anything other than the source of our stress. This mental preoccupation can lead to feelings of isolation and disconnection from our partners. We may find ourselves physically present but emotionally distant, unable to engage in meaningful interactions. When we are preoccupied with work deadlines, financial worries, or family obligations, it becomes nearly impossible to be fully present with our partners. Our minds are consumed with the pressures of daily life, leaving little room for intimacy and connection. This lack of presence can create a rift in our relationships, as our partners may feel neglected or unimportant. Our minds are elsewhere, leaving little room for desire to ignite. The constant barrage of stressors keeps us in a state of perpetual distraction, making it difficult to connect with our partners on a deeper level. To combat this, it is essential to find ways to manage stress and create space for relaxation and intimacy. By prioritizing self-care and open communication, we can begin to reclaim our desire and strengthen our relationships. Technology, the very tool that promises to connect us, often serves to further isolate us. Yes, we can now video chat with loved ones across continents and share intimate moments through photos and messages. But this constant connectivity comes at a price. Our smartphones have become extensions of ourselves, demanding our attention at all hours. We check emails during dinner, scroll through social media in bed, and answer work calls while on vacation. This digital intrusion creates a barrier between us and our partners, making it difficult to truly disconnect from the outside world and connect with each other. Beyond stress and technology, the very fabric of modern life seems designed to pull us away from intimacy. We are a culture obsessed with productivity, constantly striving for more. Work-life balance feels like a myth, and self-care is often relegated to the bottom of our to-do lists. This relentless pursuit of achievement leaves us feeling depleted and disconnected from ourselves and our needs. We prioritize deadlines over date nights, exhaustion over eroticism. And slowly, without even realizing it, we lose touch with the simple pleasures of intimacy. Reclaiming intimacy, a battle plan. The good news is that this intimacy drought is not inevitable. We can fight back against these silent killers and reclaim our erotic lives. It requires conscious effort and a willingness to prioritize our relationships, but the rewards are well worth it. Prioritizing pleasure. The first step is to reclaim pleasure as a priority in our lives. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle, often neglecting the simple joys that bring us true happiness. We must consciously decide to make pleasure a central part of our daily routine. This means carving out time for ourselves, for activities that bring us joy and rejuvenation. It could be as simple as setting aside 30 minutes each day to read a book, sip a cup of tea, or just sit quietly and reflect. These small moments of self-care can have a profound impact on our overall well-being. Whether it's taking a long bath, reading a novel, or indulging in a spa-like experience at home, these activities help us unwind and reconnect with ourselves. They allow us to step away from the stresses of daily life and immerse ourselves in a world of relaxation and tranquility. Or simply going for a walk in nature, breathing in the fresh air and appreciating the beauty around us. Nature has a unique way of calming our minds and rejuvenating our spirits. It's a reminder of the simple pleasures that life has to offer. These moments of self-care replenish our emotional reserves and make us more available for connection. When we take care of ourselves, we are better equipped to take care of others. We become more present, more patient, and more loving in our interactions. We also need to prioritize pleasure within our relationships. Schedule regular date nights, even if it's just an hour to cuddle on the couch and talk. These moments of connection are vital for maintaining a healthy and happy relationship. Even if it's just an hour to cuddle on the couch and talk, these small gestures of love and affection can strengthen the bond between partners. It's about making time for each other and showing that you care. Experiment with new ways to bring pleasure to each other, both inside and outside the bedroom. Try new activities together, explore new hobbies, and find new ways to laugh and have fun. These shared experiences create lasting memories and deepen your connection. Both inside and outside the bedroom, finding new ways to connect and enjoy each other's company is essential. Intimacy is not just about physical closeness, but also about emotional and mental connection. Remember, intimacy thrives on novelty and excitement. Keep the spark alive by continuously finding new ways to surprise and delight each other. It's these moments of joy and pleasure that make life truly fulfilling. Rekindling connection. Communication is key to reigniting intimacy. Talk to your partner about how stress and technology are impacting your relationship. Be honest about your needs and desires, and be willing to listen to your partner's perspective without judgment. Create tech-free zones in your home and designate specific times to disconnect from devices. Make a conscious effort to be present with each other, even if it's just for a few minutes each day. Put down your phones, make eye contact, and really listen to what your partner is saying. These small moments of connection can make a world of difference. A hopeful future for intimacy. The challenges to intimacy in the modern age are real, but they are not insurmountable. By recognizing the silent killers of stress, technology, and modern life, and by taking proactive steps to combat them, we can cultivate more fulfilling and passionate relationships. Let us choose to prioritize connection, to reclaim pleasure, and to rediscover the joy of true intimacy.